UnitedBitcoin crypto coin has been launched. UnitedBitcoin is a fork of Bitcoin. As an excellent representative of digital currencies, Bitcoin brings irreversible transaction implementation and decentralized consensus to the world. Bitcoin's price, which recently topped $16,000 reflects its value as a disruptive technology, a store of value, and a medium of exchange. Even with the advent of numerous altcoins, Bitcoin has remained dominant in the space and has found increased legitimacy in the eyes of traditional markets through futures trading. Bitcoin is the best example of applied blockchain technology. It was started and initially adopted by technology enthusiasts and is now spreading over the whole world. Bitcoin's functions as a currency, however, initially Bitcoin's value was extremely low. Consequently, people did not take the necessary security precautions. While technically these Bitcoin haven't gone anywhere, in practice they lower the circulating supply of Bitcoin. Without private keys, these coins are locked away, unable to be reclaimed. While this is deflationary and has driven Bitcoin's price up, it is not enough for further development. Its high price, high transaction costs and low quantity of available Bitcoins limits its further development. The mission of UnitedBitcion is to find a purpose for lost Bitcoin and inactive wallets and create a stable cryptocurrency system through an association of joint credit and smart contracts. UnitedBitcoin will use the pressure-tested mechanics of Bitcoin, such as POW, blocktimes, supply cap, and issuance model, while it upgrades areas to accommodate for larger social demands. These improvements will be an increase in block size to 8 MB, the addition of smart contract support based on UVM, the addition of Lightning Network support, and SegWit implementation. Technical solution. While Bitcoin is by far the most secure and most dominant cryptocurrency, it also has some imperfections, mostly because it was the first. UnitedBitcoin will use the pressure-tested mechanics of Bitcoin, such as POW, block times, supply cap, and issuance model, while it upgrades areas to accommodate for larger social demands. UTXO data model. Over the last 9 years, the UTXO data model used in Bitcoin has proven to be a very reliable means to create a stable and reliable digital currency. The most important function of a currency is medium of exchange, and the UTXO model does this wonderfully. Inheriting this through the fork is of utmost importance. SHA-256 POW mining model. UnitedBitcoin keeps the mining algorithm of Bitcoin. Although energy consumption is a concern with POW, proof of work, it has a very solid track record and has demonstrated to be very secure. Total quantity and block time. UnitedBitcoin is a fork of Bitcoin and inherits its block time, having time and total number of Bitcoins cap, 21 million. These properties remain unchanged. Segregated witness, SegWit. SegWit is the data structure improvement that puts digital signatures of TX_in and TX_out outside the transaction. This solves the problem of transaction extensibility and eases the problem of block size limits. It enhances on-chain scalability. Operating model. UnitedBitcoin will fork away from the Bitcoin network, and immediately improve its protocol in the new network. All active Bitcoin addresses will receive corresponding balances on UnitedBitcoin's chain. Balances of inactive addresses will be collected and used to serve the community. 30% of the inactive balances will be distributed to other technologically influential communities in the cryptocurrencies space to further increase the influence and adoption of UnitedBitcoin. 70% of the inactive balances will be reserved as collateral to issue stable tokens pegged to chosen fiat currencies, similar to a gold standard. However, unlike a gold standard whose mint ratio, the fixed exchange rate between gold and dollar value, tends to overvalue gold, UnitedBitcoin standard is designed to keep the reserve UB value over-collateralized against the value of the issued pegged tokens. The ratio is targeted to be around 3:1, that is for every UB reserved, we can only issue fiat pegged tokens, aka stable tokens, up to 33.3% of one UB's market value. If the market price of UB increases, then it provides more value capacity to issue more stable tokens, but no new stable tokens are necessarily to be issued. If the market price of UB decreases, that the value of stable tokens breaches the 33.3% of the value of the reserved UB, then it's compulsory that the stable tokens are required to buy back until the 33.3% safe line is satisfied. This is similar to how the Federal Reserve interacts with the United States dollar liquidity. The stable tokens, backed by UB reserves, is intended for use in global trade or large-scale projects, which may result in a greatly enhanced ease of use and popularity of UnitedBitcoin systems. UnitedBitcoin is set to become a truly global savings union of joint credit. The new smart contract functionality based on POW will also provide infinite possibilities to UnitedBitcoin. Lightning Network. Currently, the Bitcoin network mines blocks once every 10 minutes. This means that the fastest a transaction between two parties can take place is 10 minutes, but to ensure this, users have to pay higher fees, which can be excessive due to network congestion. Often, users need to wait even longer for their transactions to confirm if they did not want to pay the highest fees, or worse, transactions are abandoned. This makes quick transfers virtually impossible on the Bitcoin network. A solution to this, along with the SegWit implementation and larger block sizes mentioned above, is something called the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network is an off-chain payment channel which parties can set up for near-instant transactions with low to no fees. These secure, and the only time these transactions go on-chain are when parties enter or leave contracts. Features of Lightning Network: direct transactions. In the current BTC network, the user-initiated transactions need to be packaged to chain blocks and broadcast to the network to be confirmed by each node. However, in the Lightning Network, authentication process is not needed, and the transaction is made directly with the counterpart. Microtransactions. In the BTC network, when the user makes the transfer, the amount of the transfer needs to be higher than the minimum value. In the Lightning Network, there is no such restriction, and the user can create the transaction freely. Scalability. In the BTC network, to broadcast the block transactions, the number of transactions carried in each block is limited because of the bandwidth reason. However, in the Lightning Network, there is no restriction on the number of transactions, and the user can send huge amounts of data in a certain time period. Implementation mode. Both parties participating in the transaction need to create a 2-halves multi-signature address as a transaction channel, and deposit a relevant amount in the channel. The transaction between both parties is actually a consensus on the amount of the multi-signature address. After the last consensus, the transaction between the two parties ends and the final amount of the two parties will be determined. The transaction between the two parties will not be recorded on the chain. You are welcome to watch our other videos, leave a comment, click like or dislike, share it, subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.